What prompted me to write the book was simply that I was diagnosed with ADHD when I was 45, and we were going to marriage counseling at the time, and I was having a solo encounter with that marriage counselor. At the very end of it, I was just talking, and he was kind of funny, and we were chatting and laughing, and all of a sudden he stops and looks at me and says, "Did anyone ever tell you you might have ADD?" And I laughed. You must be kidding. Boys got ADHD. Little fidgety boys. I was far too focused. I had my own company. I had a marriage, thank you very much. I almost had the white picket fence. Maybe not quite. It was a little crooked. But I swore to him that, oh yes, of course I'll check this out. I flew to the bookstore to look at the book he recommended, which was Driven to Distraction, determined to prove him wrong. And when I did not prove him wrong, I raced to the checkout counter, read the book at every stoplight on the way home. It was in the middle of the night, actually, by that time, and realized that I probably did have ADD, but I had to have 3 or 4 more diagnoses from different doctors, including Dr. Hallowell, before I really believed that I had ADHD. So that was the beginning of my journey into ADD-hood, but it wasn't really until I hit 50 and menopause and all the hormone swings that I really knew that this was ADHD. I could kind of dismiss it before that, as I had my entire life. Right. When I got to that point, I realized that other people like me needed a connection point. I felt that I was the only one in the world who had those issues, who forgot the car keys, or who was late to every appointment, who lost friends because I was the flaky one, who didn't want to join committees because I knew that I'd start out great but trickle off at the end. So I knew other women needed that connection, and I did it from simply a selfish point of view. I wanted other women to talk to, so I created a platform for women to talk to each other who had ADHD. Then from that evolved the book that all the things I was saying over and over and over and over and over again needed to be out there so that other people who couldn't connect with me personally knew that they actually weren't alone either. So the book evolved from that, and I also wanted to have a different take on ADHD, especially for midlife women. We've dealt with this a really long time without knowing it, and to suddenly wake up and find out that there's a real reason for it is kind of startling, it's kind of infuriating, it's saddening. We go through that, excuse me, grief. I still have a little grief with that, right?